Hey there, YouTubers. Me again. Who else, right? Today, we are going to be working on a Mitsubishi Mirage. So you're not really seeing this. It's not here. It's a Mirage. So we're really working on a hallucination. But this hallucination, it won't run. I did some testing and I've got power going into the distributor, which also has the coil and the ECM all built in, but I got nothing coming back out. So we're going to throw in a new distributor and see if it works. Now I chose today for two reasons. One, I got the day off from work. Two, the last couple of weeks have been hotter than a deer fart in a habanero patch. So it's been hot. Today's kind of cloudy, so it's not hot. So I decided today might be a good day to get this done because it's not in the shop and I'm not about to spend the time to push it into the shop. So we're just going to work on it out here. And the weather's not bad. It's probably 80-ish, maybe high 80s, but no wind or anything, but cloudy. So no sun beating on my head, you know. So anyway, we're working on a Mirage, so it's not really here. So just make believe there's a car here. And let's get started. In here we have 4 squirrels and a little squirrel cage that they run on. And that makes everything go. But you gotta feed the squirrels. And so the injectors, which is, you know, your little food chute, it actually, they work out of this plug right here. Oh, I lied. Out of this plug right here. This is actually the coil plug. And the coil is built into the cap right here. Brilliant, right? Whatever. Sure, we'll make believe. Okay, so I already pulled the cap off. It's got two screws on it. I already did that when you weren't looking. It's got a little gasket in the back. Sorry, I didn't do that when you were looking. They sell 2 different distributors for this thing. One of them has this little, you know, thing for the wires, and one doesn't. And that's how you tell the difference, I guess. One's California. This doesn't look like a California car to me. But anyway, what I found out is when I was testing these wires, I took my trusty test light and I would just go to ground and then I went to each one of these little holes. Well, I hit one hole and the fuel pump started. I heard our injectors energized. And then I hit another one and it lit up, which means that is the power for the distributor. So I got power going in, I got energized on the fuel injection when I grounded in that one. That means everything appears to be working okay here. This is the coil. I had power going to that one as well. One ground, one coil, one power. So that's working with the key on, of course. So I guesstimated that it's the distributor. And everything is in here. The coil, the ECM, it's like this coil is the brains of the operation. So we're going to replace it. Okay? Now this hose is in the way so you people cannot see what's going on. So I'm going to take the hose off. I looked in here in the radiator and there's no fluid in there anyway. So, oh shoot, it's going to be metric, isn't it? Daggum, I brought out my trusty, rusty, you know, 1/4-inch kit because I'm thinking, you know, it's a distributor. But no, I forgot, it's got to have metric. But what I'm going to do while we're sitting here is I'm going to go ahead and pull this hose out of here, get it out my way. It's got lovely clamps that, you know, those wire kind. Wonderful. Now the sun is threatening to come out, and I told it if it does, then I'm not going to be happy. But it doesn't seem to be listening. So it'll probably come out. It'll get hotter than a bank robber's pistol in here and out here, and I'll be sweating to death, but that's okay. Alright, now these, I don't know if you're familiar with these clamps. I don't even know if you can see what I'm doing. But this is what they look like. And they come right out if you unscrew them far enough. So I usually just unscrew them as far as I can. Take that out. Allergies have got me going on today. Sniffling like crazy. Nose is running, my feet smell. It's terrible. And let's see, it's all plastic, so it all should come out nice and easy. Well, there's a little bit of water in there. Not a whole lot. So we're just going to get this right out of the way. Mainly, oh, oops, well, lost a little bit there. But mainly so you can see. I could work around it, but it'll be easier to work around it. Can I see this now? You good? Everybody see this? Okay. Now, it's really simple. I should, just because the rotor right now is pointing downward, I think I'm going to crank the car just a tiny bit and bring the rotor up to about here somewhere so I can make a mark. And I'll be able to see with my eyeballs, you know, where it is. With the rotor down that way, I could be off a little bit. It is pointing almost directly to the coil, but I think I'm just going to touch it a couple of times, see if I can't bring it up here, and then we'll make a mark. Even though I'm putting another distributor, but I can put the mark. Ooh, maybe, yeah, well, there. Now that I'm rethinking things, because it is just about pointing at the coil from what I can tell, and the coil is going to be in the same place no matter what. What do you think? I think we'll leave it at the coil, because right now it is the edge of the coil and the rotor are almost in line. Pretty darn close. So I think if we get that close, we'll be good, and we'll have some adjustments. So, all right, let's do that. Never mind. Scratch everything I just said. We're just gonna leave it where it's at, and we're gonna pull this distributor out. It's 2 bolts. Looks like, I'm gonna guess 13 millimeters. Vanilla wafers. You know, M&Ms. Yeah, we'll just call them M&Ms. So yeah. So let's get metric socket, and let's take care of that. These turned out to be 12 millimeters, or M&Ms, or vanilla wafers, whatever you want to call them. So I went and got my 3/8 drive, because faster and easier. And they're not super tiny, so it's not like we have to worry about breaking them. And I'm going to put them over here, where I can bump them and drop them into the grass, and they'll fall into the abyss. So it's always a good idea to make sure you put them, you know, where you'll never ever see them again. Oh man, that one is glued in. Holy Moses and Aaron. Alright, let go. There we go. Wow. Some kind of gorilla put those in there. They probably did not put anti-seize, which anytime, and I mean any time, you put a steel bolt, screw, or any other kind of steel thing, well, actually it almost looks like they did, or that's corrosion maybe, but it starts to oxidize and it welds itself in there. So if you put some anti-seize on anything that's steel into aluminum head, or aluminum anything, you put anti-seize, and that'll keep that from happening, because that bolt was, whew. And then you'll end up stripping these holes, and then it just turns into a whole bunch of fun. No, not fun at all, to be honest with you. Okay, I'm going to leave the rotor on momentarily, and I'm going to get the other distributor. The good thing about this is here's the new one, and it comes with cap already on it. It's got little marks to make sure these nuts have not been moved. I guess that's supposed to be there so because they know I got to take the cap off to install it, and if I install it and it doesn't work and I want to send it back, they're going to say, well, the little tabs are busted. So it is what it is. That's why they do that. They got these little blue dickies on there. That's to tell them that the screw has been moved. But knowing that, if I have to take it off and I line them back up when I bring it back, I'm okay. Shh, don't tell anybody. I don't know how ethical that is. Personally, if I put it in and it doesn't work and doesn't fix my problem, I don't see how it's wrong to bring it back. You didn't use it. I mean, you may have installed it, tried it, but it didn't work. So I don't know how you guys look at that. You know, personally, I'm pretty sure it's going to work. I don't see, if it doesn't, well, I'm kind of in trouble, because I don't really know what else to look into. Because I am not a modern-ish, I know this is far from modern, but I'm not a modern car guy. I'm not fuel injected and electronic, you know, oriented. You know, I do like electronic ignitions to a point. This one's way out of my league. Way not my understanding. I've just never seen one with a coil built in and everything. The good thing is, you know, you don't have to sit there and test coil and test distributor and test, you know, test 6 different things. You just test the power going in, and if it's got power and it's not working, you're pretty sure it's in here. You know what I mean? So there we go. That's where we're at right now. Okay, here's the new one. Now, the distributor's sitting like this in here, right? So we're pointing, here's the coil, there's the coil. We're going to turn this. So it's pretty much right where the coil was on that one, okay? So we're dialed in on that one. I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to wiggle this one out of here. Well, that wasn't too terribly difficult. Now, if you look at the back side, don't be looking at my backside. You'll see that this little T, oh, that's not real good. That's not bad. Oil looks clean. Anyway, so you'll see where the position of this is. So what we're going to do is we'll get the new one, and it's going to have to line up with that same groove. Oh, it's got a little O-ring here. Okay, so before we get started, we're going to put a little bit of oil around that O-ring. Now, I prefer to use transmission fluid, and you don't need a lot. Just kind of stick your finger in there and get a little bit on your old fingers, and just put this around just to make that slick. Transmission fluid is just slicker than snot, so that's why I like to use it. But you can use any kind of lube, really. It's not going to make a difference. Maybe not a penetrating oil. I mean, you probably could, but those tend to deteriorate seals over time, but it's not going to be on there long enough to worry about. Okay, so we're going to come back to this, make sure we're pointed where we want it to be pointed. It's not going to go in. If you look in there, there's a big T, and that's got to go in it. So it's not going to go, it can't go in wrong, let's put it that way. It can go 180 out, but we're not going to do that. We're in the general vicinity, and we're going to try, it's not in, let's see. Come on, baby. It's got to be in there. It's not wanting to go. She's tighter than a German virgin. Ugh. Golly. That's definitely caught. So I can do one of two things. What I'm going to do not. I mean, you can do this, but you need to be very, very, very... His hair, where'd that come from? Ugh. Be very, very careful. If you do this, I'm going to draw it in, but I'm not going to put any pressure on it. So let me go get some anti-seize and clean this one with the corrosion up a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and draw these in with the bolts. Be very careful. Put a little anti-seize on there. Now this stuff you got to be real careful with, because if you get it on your fingers, it's like puppy poop. It'll get everywhere. It'll get on your fingers, and then the next thing you know, it'll be on your nose, then your forehead, and then your hand, then your pants, then your shirt, then your couch. It gets everywhere. So just be real careful when you're working with anti-seize, because even if you wipe it off your hands with a rag, it's still there. Oh no! I dropped it into the abyss. Nope, didn't go to the abyss, thank God. Alright, well, it's kind of awkward in this corner here. In this corner, there's an awkward bolt. There we go. Oh, I held the washer, that worked. Well, we dipped in horse putty. Alright, so, now if you think I'm going to use the pneumatic to do this, you'd be wrong. I'm going to use my fingers. There's one side. There's the other side. I'm going to wiggle it. Alright. I'm just going to get a regular ratchet and ease it on in. I even went as far as using a stubby ratchet, because I really don't want to put a lot of pressure on this thing. So we're just going to do like a turn and a turn. It's ain't liking that. It's right about where it should be. Man, it doesn't feel like it's binding on just the rubber, although it's not really tight at all. So we're just going to keep going gently, gently. Oh, I didn't like the sound of that. But it just popped in. I don't know if it was hanging up on something, but it did kind of make a little snapping sound. That did not make me happy. There we go. But it seems to be where it needs to be. Alright? That's why, like I said, be very, very, very careful. If you're going to walk it in like I just did, I probably maybe should not have done that. I probably should have kept trying to work it. But too late now. And I keep trying to work with this thing, I keep boogering up this gasket, so keep an eye on that too. Hope I didn't booger it up on the bottom. I did not. So you kind of gave it a tune-up. I'm just going to snug these because it's not timed yet, so it ain't going nowhere, I promise. Alright, so let's put the new cap back on. And evidently these will come right out. Bad design. So the chances of losing them, probably pretty good. You know, I am not liking this design, but whatever. Am I mumbling under my breath? Probably. Alright. Probably should take one of them out till you get the first one in. No, of course I didn't do that because the idea is for you to learn by my mistakes. So I'm the guy that's supposed to make the mistakes, and you're supposed to say, you shouldn't have done that. And then you won't make that mistake. See how that works? Alright, well, that one's being stubborn. I don't think I can get a screwdriver in there. Of course not. I can on this side. I'm going to have to dig up a stubby screwdriver. You know, I think a bunch of Oompa Loompas designed this car. Alright, let me go get a stubbier screwdriver. Jeez Louise. Well, I guess I can only say you can't have too many screwdrivers. I think I'd probably buy a screwdriver kit every year or so just to replace those that have lost, broken, or otherwise gone into the abyss. And I still sometimes find myself needing a screwdriver that's the size that I don't have. So never ever hesitate to buy a good set of screwdrivers. And I like these. They're universal. You know what I mean? You can flat blade or these are handy. You don't want to use them for anything but a screwdriver, which is good. You don't pry with them and what have you. But these are pretty handy if you like university kind of stuff. Universal? Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Universal stuff. Alright, now, while we got the wires out of here, I'm going to have to... why people design things the way they design them, maybe it was to keep dirt out by putting the plugs underneath where you can't see. Or, because I'd have put them like right on top and we'd have just gone, boop, right on top. But you're going to have to kind of feel along, and it's those ones that got the little wire across them, which the wire is no longer in existence. So, but they're plugs, they just sit there. So I'm going to plug this one in. There we go. I'm just feeling, I can't see it, so I got to feel with the eyeballs on my fingers, you know. So anyway, now, I have not put this bracket back on yet, and I'm not sure I really need to. I probably will just because. Then we're going to take this cap and we're going to put it basically in the same position as that one, and so then we can see that this one goes, come on, goes here. I should put some dielectric grease in there. In fact, oh yeah, that's a little corroded. Oh yeah, let's do that. I'm going to get some dielectric grease and we're going to put that on these wires too, to do things right, you know. Got some dielectric grease. This does two things. One, well, it does several things actually. Ooh, see how it's stuck already? What this will do is it'll make it so it'll go in and out a little bit easier, and it will also help the connection, believe it or not, because it's dielectric. And a tube like this, now I use it a lot, and this tube I've probably had 2 years already. So you don't use a lot, a little dab will do you. And so we're gonna wiggle that one on there, and then we'll go for the next one. So always put a little grease on your wires like that. And what the heck, I am just, here we go. Okay, so that was that one. So let's do the bottom ones first. That's gonna be that one. Things are crunching, not good. So we just put a little bit on the end, like so. Put that in. There we go, hear that click in there. And then that goes, this will be the last one. But you can see that there's a little bit of corrosion, unless that was grease that they put on there. I don't know, I can't tell. This cap wasn't in bad shape, but we got all new stuff, so we're going to use it. So we'll put a little bit of grease. Put that in here. Come on, baby. Come on, baby, light my fire. Which is exactly what I want her to do. Why are you giving me a hard time? This one's not going on for some reason. What is that all about? It's like a vent tube or something, but it's being weird. Now, there's no coil wire on this, oddly enough, because of the design. This one doesn't want to go in. Well, maybe it's because maybe that is in. Alright, well anyway. And we're going to guess, by humble guesstimations, I don't know, by guessing that this one goes here, right? So, there you go. Put a blob. Put it in there. Come on, there we go. Oh, that one slid right on. Alright. So, okay. All of that should be good. Let's see. I don't really like these being all on top of each other. So this one, in my opinion, should be on the top. But we could make this one, and put it. I got it on the bottom. It's kind of goofy. So let's go ahead and put this one across the top. This is just to keep them from crossing over, because I don't know how old these wires are, and he may have wire issues too, so we don't want to. So that one, and this is second. Well, that's good. Alright. And then third, we can do that right across here. Yeah, that works. Okay. Yeah, that works. This one's not even up in here, I don't think. Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. Alright. So those are all ready. Now, of course, I got to put that hose back on. And I'm going to take this breather off real quick, because I'm going to shoot a little ether in there to try to fire it up quickly. I'm going to energize it as well, but I just want to see if it's going to fire. So let's go ahead and pull this off of here. There we go. Put this hose back on. Ya hoser. That's not overly difficult. Now I'm going to go ahead and squirt some ether in there. Don't be worried, it has high superior upper cylinder lubricant and rust inhibitor, so it's safe, okay? Now I'm going to go try to start this car with the key, see what happens. Definitely trying, so it's got to be getting sparks. So that was our big issue. Let's try it again. I'm going to energize the pump a couple of times. Turn the key on. I don't hear the relay clicking, but I got that stupid door buzzer going ding, 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 or beep, beep, beep. I think I hear the fuel pump, but it's a Mirage, so it could be a Mirage that I'm hearing the pump. So I'm going to energize it a few times. Come on, baby. That seemed to work. Let's try it again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm hearing that pump energized. I think I hear it. Shut up. Don't you wish you could shut the door buzzers off? Ooh. Try it again. On the Dodge, you can hear that relay clicking, so it's obvious. On this thing, it's that stupid door dinger is so loud. And I got the tank uncovered back here, so I should be able to hear it, but I can't. It's gonna fire though. We got juice now. We just gotta get fuel. Well, I mean, we got power. We got electricity going to where it's gotta go. Oh, so close. So the pump's working. Now whether or not it's staying running once it, you know, it might be energizing and then not staying on once it fires. So that becomes a relay issue, I think. Dang it! It's trying to start. I think it might be a relay because it's firing, but it won't stay running. So I'll try one more time, and I'll hunt down the relay and we'll go from there. I think I'm going to start a club, the Anti-Door Dinger Club. Only starting for a second. Alright, let's test the relay. At least we got spark now. Before we didn't even have that. Now, I don't have fuel pressure. I've got spark now. As you heard, it fired when I was spraying ether. And it sounded like the fuel pump was energizing. But it's not. I went ahead, or may have, but it's not anymore. This, I loosened this. It's kind of goofed up, so I'm not able to actually take it completely off. I will eventually, because I'm going to take this fuel pump out, but it's going to be a bit of a humdinger because I think this nut's supposed to be the one that spins, but it's not. So, but I'm going to show you what's going on. I'm going to energize it, and there's no fuel going to come out. I've got that crack loose. Fuel should come spurting out of there, but it's not going to. You watch. I'm going to turn the key on. Okay, about to energize the key. And there we go. Nothing. Nothing. There should be fuel spurting out of there like crazy. Now, if you watch nothing, because I don't know what I did with my tester. Now, if you'll watch, I've got the tester in the hot side of this. It's not on, right? Turn the key in the on position and crank it. Made me a liar. Well, it was energizing. Maybe I don't have a good ground. Made me a liar. That's terrible. Let's see. Okay, let's try it again. That's so weird. It was energizing, and now it's not. There it goes. Oh, I just had the wrong hole. That's weird. Okay. See how I've got light? Okay, I could have sworn it was the other hole, but okay. Oh, maybe not. Anyhow, you see how I've got power going to this, but I've got no fuel coming out. That tells me, now what happens when I let go of the key, if there's no fuel pressure, it'll shut off. And that's what's happening. So basically, this fuel pump is, in case you don't understand what means, it's no good, junk, kagach, piece of turd meat, not any good, can't work, needs to be replaced. There you go. That's as plain as I can make it. So, again, this should have been squirting fuel. You saw that we had heat. I guess when I was testing it, I did this so, earlier. But trying to show you, I flim-flammed it. That's why I was in the wrong place. Anyway, I'm going to start pulling this out. I had to order the part. They had one for a little over $100. And then they had another one for less than half of that. But the one in stock was the expensive one, and the cheaper one I had to order and come back in the morning. So I thought about that, and I said, let me think. No, let's just get the cheap one, because there's no sense. This is a car is worth about $1.98, and we've already spent more than it's worth. So we're just going to wait till morning. We'll get the part in. I'm going to start taking this out now, and that way I'll have it ready for when the new one. Never a great idea. Oh, I don't know if y'all are seeing this. I didn't do that. The owner of this car did that, because evidently he knew that this was here. This over here, where you probably can't see, is where the sending unit is, and it's got a little cover. Why they didn't do that with this, I don't know, but he got the brilliant idea of cutting this out, and I think he used a cutoff wheel. So nothing like sparks over your gas tank. Great idea. But he did it, not me, so please don't think I hacked into this car. But it surely did make it convenient for me. But I went ahead and ordered the new one. It should be in the morning. For the moment, we're going to go ahead and start taking this out. Because of the way that this is, see how it's springing back? I've tried holding the hose. I've tried holding this collar. It just slips. So I'm probably going to leave it on until we get this out. Well, it may not be enough. We'll see. And have to spin this to get it off. But I'll show you what I mean here. In a moment, we're going to get this one off. This is the feed line. And the way you can tell is this is a high pressure line. And this is just a regular hose clamp. The reason being is because these things don't put a lot of pressure sucking in, you know, but they do put out a lot of pressure when they push out. So, and actually I think this might just be a vent, because this is the out, but there's a lot of pressure when they're coming out. And that's where we're at. So actually, because I don't think this is in the gas tank, so it shouldn't actually have a feed line. I'm thinking 1970s again. This is semi-modern for me. There we go. Come on. There we go. So that, well, there's a little bit of fuel in there, so that might be a return line, probably. But there's not a lot of pressure on a return line. So this I was holding here, and I went ahead and started spinning this, and it looks like it's going, right? But it's not. It's spinning the line inside the collar. I don't know if that's working or not. It's twisting the line pretty hard, but I might get it off. We'll see. Hey, that line is really twisting, and I really don't want to break it. Gosh. It should be off here shortly. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. How long can this be? Oh, it's really twisting that line. I'm like an inch from finishing it. Not even an inch. Oh gosh, it's really twisting that line. Golly. I don't know if you can see that. I've never seen a hose quite twist up that much, but if this thing goes, I'm going to have a bugger of a time. Okay, we're going to stop there because I don't know how freaking long that goes. And I don't really want to put too much pressure on that line. So I'm going to go ahead and pull these out and get this out of here. Maybe I can finagle it. I don't know. Golly. Why is it doing that? Why can't I go this way and untwist it? Oh, maybe I can. It doesn't seem to be untwisting. I've never seen anything like this before. That's crazy. And this thing's going to cut my hand open. I know it. Where? Golly, that's weird. This is not going to have enough slack to do what I want to do. We're just going to have to do it, and if it... Golly. If it cuts it, it cuts it. Putting it back on is going to be a humdinger. Hopefully this will spin on the other one. Somebody's brazed this one. It's going to bust it, I know it. Come on, don't break. How much longer is this stupid thing? Come on, don't break. Oh my gosh. I have never. Oh my God. Holy Moses, you see that? Heavens to Murgatroyd, Batman. That was ridiculous. Wow. How I'm going to get it back on. Hopefully this will be free on the next one. I think somebody brazed this one. I don't know if I damaged that line or not. I guess we'll find out. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and take these out now. Because I'm crazy and belong to the world of, well, what if? Watch right here. I'm going to energize it one more. Oh, wait, I should plug it in. I'm going to energize it one more time. And it should spout fuel like a fire hose. Nope. No empanada, man. No bueno. Got the fuel pump out. Here's the new one. I'm going to compare them. They look identical. Okay. Looks the same. Looks like there's an adapter on this one maybe. Because this one, if you open it, it's non-returnable, so we want to make sure it's right. But I'm going to guess that it's right. So we're going to take a chance. But I'm going to put it aside real quick anyway. Did not come with a new screen, but I don't think we're going to need it anyway. Now this one is a little cooler than most. Most of them you just bend and unbend this piece here. This one comes with a screw. It's a good idea. It's an adjustment screw. So you can take this baby out. I don't know, it doesn't slide, so we'll just take it right off. That's a pretty, I've never seen that before. That's a really good idea. So hats off to the Mirage, but any conveniences are not real. They're a Mirage. Now this, see how difficult this is to get off. I have a screwdriver right here. I'm going to try to just wiggle it by hand. Nope, it's not cooperating. So let's get this in here, just gently pry it. Seems to be doing nothing. I think there's a metal insert over here. Oops, we don't want to mess that up. Metal insert. Yeah, it looks like there's a metal insert on here. There we go. Oh, not so bad. Oh, it's just a little ring to try to protect it. So, okay, so I got a piece of paper, a piece of towel here, just because, this is, I've swept it and everything, but I'm trying to keep it as clean as possible. Alright, let me get this box out of the way. Gently pull this out of socket there. Okay, there's an O-ring in there as well. Not sure what this is. I don't know if we're going to put it back on the other one or not. We'll see. And then just unplug this bad boy. Let's take a look at the new one. It looks the same, so I think it's safe to open it. Woo! Okay, now we own it. I had the choice, I think I've mentioned the more expensive one. And the more expensive one you could return once you opened it. Maybe that was a different video. I don't know. But anyhow. So we're going to pop this out of here. It doesn't seem to have a release trigger for some reason. It is there though, I'm pretty sure. It's got a little clip right there. So somehow, oh, it pushed in, push down, and push up. Well, that worked out okay. Yep. Well, that's kind of weird, but okay. Get rid of that one. Get this one. I'm going to put this little doohickey back on there. I don't know why. Put that on. And then I think it did come with an O-ring. But this one seems to be in pretty good shape. So I'm just going to stick it back on there. We'll look at it real quick. Nope, it didn't come with an O-ring, so what kind of stupid stuff is that? It also came with one of these, but again, this one's still in good shape, so rather than wrestling with that, I'm simply going to leave that one. Oh, I suppose we better uncap this. Okay, it just had a little cap on it. And we'll put, well, this is kind of idiot proof. You can look at this. It's got the little doo-doo and the little doo-doo, and then the whoozamawatsie and the whoozamawatsie. So we just kind of put them together. Man, that's just too easy. I wonder if that's good enough on there. I'm gonna that seems about right. It ain't going nowhere. Okay. Doop. So, with everything tucked the way it's supposed to be, tucked away, put this on. Okay, this has got to go this way somewhat. It's kind of idiot-proof, this thing. You can't mess it up. Well, you probably could if you try hard enough. Put your little Screw back in there. I like idiot proof. That way myself and other people like me don't mess it up. I love stuff that you really can't mess up. I mean, it doesn't really get much easier than that. Now somebody, as you see, they soldered that, so we don't want to put too much. This was supposed to, if you notice when I was taking it out of the car, I was not able to put that line on there, take that line off properly, because this has been soldered. And this is not supposed to be soldered. This is supposed to spin freely. So it is a little bit of a nuisance, but because this thing's so small, I am going to be able to, I'm just going to spin it like this, and I think we can get away with that. So we're fortunate there, but this, yeah, that's not right. That's definitely not right. Somebody's been in here. I wouldn't call him a ham-handed Harry. He made it work. Probably finding one of these pieces is, you know, it's like a witch hunt. You just can't find it. You know, go snipe hunting, right? Something that doesn't exist. It's kind of like a gas tank on a gremlin. It ain't there, you know. Keep these caps. They're always useful. Yeah, there we go. Let's go put it on the car. As I'm squished up in the back of this little car, not very comfortable, I'll give it that. This is what I was planning on doing. I'm just going to hold this. I'm going to put this on here, and I am going to try very hard. And like I said, it's not going to be easy. I'm going to try to get this threaded on here. Once it's started, it shouldn't be too bad. Well, there we go. It's possible, because I'm doing it. Not the right way to do things, folks, but in this case, the only way. I don't think I damaged the hose. I hope not. We'll find out pretty quick. Okay, so she's snug. Now, here's going to be the fun part. This, oh, is it going to go? Come on, baby. Oh, yeah. That's the way, I like it, That's the way, I like it. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you think I should go into music videos? Yeah, I didn't think so either. Okay. So, we did it. We did it! Oh, shoot. Except for I can't get the nut on there. That's crazy. There we go. It's funny, there's like some kind of coating on the back seat over here, sound deadener, and I guess it was so hot in the car that, I don't know, can you see this? Oh yeah, you can. They're kind of stuck to the to the sound deadener. Funny, these cars, you know, you never ceases to amaze me the things that can happen while working on a car. And I've said it numerous times, is everybody makes mistakes, and I'm probably the king. And but it's how you fix those mistakes that separates the men from the boys, or the girls from the ladies, or the women. It's just, you got to know how to deal with your own shortcomings, you know. So if you make a mistake, how do you fix it? And okay, so how do you deal with the fact that you just dropped the socket and you're curled up like a little ball, which you can probably see my knee in the way here, and now I can't find the socket. That's great. Oh, where is it? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Oh, jeez. Gotta be a contortionist. Alright, okay. Oh, there we go. Back in place. I forgot the little doodah, and the doohickey is, I like these technical terms, doodah and doohickey. Those are technical terms. It had a good gasket, so we didn't have to worry about that. not very big studs, so you don't want to go torquing them down. I'm a big fan of 1/4-inch drive sockets and ratchets because it's hard to over torque something with such a small ratchet. I mean, you can. I could snap these in a heartbeat if I really wanted to, but there's no any reason to do it. There's a gasket in here. It ain't going anywhere. Gravity's on your side. There's not really any vibration back here. So, you know, there you go. Good enough. Good enough for the girls we date. Alright, plug her in. Put this in here. I mean, him cutting this piece out definitely made it a lot easier. I think a mosquito bit me, my leg's itchy. Dadgum mosquitoes. They don't usually like me too much. I think I eat too much garlic. Come on, you stupid clamp. I hate these clamps. There we go. Now, we cannot forget. Oh, man, my legs are really getting cramped up in here. Okay. Alright. Well, there's enough room for me to stand up, I guess. Alright, now we don't want to put pressure here, for sure. Alright. So we're going to go here. We're just going to tighten these. We don't have to over-tighten it unless it starts leaking. There we go. Alright. Let me go get the keys, and we'll see if it works. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Turn of the key. Will it run? New spark maker right here. New sparking maker or distributor for you proper people. And a new fuel pump. So here it is. This is the gist of the whole video. Will she run? Yeehaw! Can I get a yeehaw out there? Woo! It runs. Sounds like a butter churn, but it runs. Don't let that smoke bother you none. It's something. I think it's the exhaust from other people messing with it. It's sounding better and better. I think being dead for so long with no spark, no gas, and having the battery die and be unplugged forever, it's learning. She's learning. And she's smoking a little. But it runs. So we got the squirrels woke up. We got the little cage to loosen up so they can run on it. And it's going. So this is as far as I'm going on this car. He just wanted me to get it running, so it's running. And so anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe. I know this whole video is a mirage, so it doesn't really even exist. But if you feel like subscribing and hitting the like button on something that's an hallucination, by all means, do so. Anyway, Thanks for watching. See ya!